ti dàrú ló ti rí jákujàku tí ò ní mínì but omi tó dàrú ṣá ọlọ́run ló lè tutù níbi tí kẹ́tẹ́kẹ́tẹ́ ti sọ̀rọ̀ bí ènìyàn so automatically ilẹ̀ ìlérí yẹn a máa débẹ̀ lẹ́yìn gbogbo àjà kò sí nǹkan tó le tí ò ní dẹ̀rọ. But the Messiah, the person who bear the cat in Nigeria, we have to try because we are not together. We are not one. It's emergency wedding that destroyed virtually all the Yoruba who has good plans. And Igbo, then when you look at Fulani, they will not tell you their mind. They use Allah to cover up. But Yoruba cannot stomach anything. Yoruba will tell you how it is.
Ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa a kú ìsinmi ìní. Ǹjẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ wípé ìrètí ń bẹ fún gítà abẹ́ lórí orílẹ̀-èdè olómìnira Yorùbá. Ẹ tún wá gbọ́ ohun tí bàbá wa Woli Marcus Tibetan tí wọ́n sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àti orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tó ti expire látọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún sẹ́yìn. Kí ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ìpele yìí láàrin ìgbà díẹ̀ sírú àsìkò yìí? Bàbá Marcus tuntun throw bọ́ǹbù ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ̀. Ta gan irú èèyàn gan wo ni bàbá wa Wọlé Ṣóyínká jẹ́? Irú èèyàn wo gan làwọn aṣíwájú wa ṣáájú bí àwọn bàbá Ọbásanjọ́, MKO Abíọ́lá àtàwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ pẹ̀lú àwọn ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá? Irú èèyàn wo ni wọ́n jẹ́? Ẹ wá gbọ́ wìrìwìrì lẹ́nu bàbá. Irú èèyàn wo gan ni ìran Ìgbò? Àwọn Ìgbò kí ló yẹ kí Yorùbá ó ṣe nírú àsìkò tá a wà yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí Olúwa ti sọ? Àrà wo ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà tá a bá tí àwọn ọ̀dọ́ náà ń jáde fún protest báyìí? Kí lo gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó bá máa darapọ̀? Bó o bá sì darapọ̀, ìpele wo ló yẹ kó ìgbésẹ̀ wo ló yẹ kó gbé? Níbo gan ló yẹ kó wà? Bàbá sọ̀rọ̀ ó yọ ọkọ̀ mú òkun ẹ̀ nínú ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ yìí. Kó wá farabalẹ̀ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń gbọ́ ẹ máa bá mi pín prógámù yìí, ẹ bá mi share ẹ̀ torí wípé mi ò ní sọ nǹkan kan mọ́ tí bàbá bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀. Kí ni mo tún fẹ́ wí? Wọ́n ní erin kì í fọn kí ọmọ ẹ̀ náà ó tún fọn nírú àsìkò yìí. Àmọ́ ṣá o, ní ìpè ọba mi pín prógámù yìí, bó ọba ti lè bá mi pín kò sí wàhálà. Ìwọ máa pín kó wá rí i pé o wo fídíò yìí dé òpin. Kò sídìí méjì o, kó o lè bá a mọ̀ wípé ìrètí ń bẹ fún igi tá a bẹ́ lórí orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Ìpele tá a dé, ìgbésẹ̀ tó kàn. Ní ìgbésẹ̀ tó kàn, gbogbo ẹ̀ òun lẹ máa bá pàdé. Ẹ sì mọ̀ pé bí bàbá bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ṣàkàwé ẹ̀ nínú Bíbélì. Ẹ wo, ẹ má jẹ́ ń gbà yín lásìkò. Ẹ jẹ́ ń sáré gbé yín débẹ̀ ní pápápá. Ẹ bá mi share program yìí, ẹ comment, ẹ like, ẹ subscribe sí channel wa. Ẹ ṣé.
Recently, one of Nigerian icon, Wole Soyinka, clocked 90 years on earth. And was celebrated around the world in many countries. Even the president of Nigeria named National Theatre after his name. And during the civil war in Nigeria, this man played a prominent role in mediating for peace. And many of his books, many youth read his book across Africa, which motivated them to stand against dictatorship, which later bring a democracy in many African countries. As this man is marking his 90th birthday, what can you say about his life?
Yeah, Wole Soyinka is an icon. There are a lot of things we can learn from Wole Soyinka. He's a great Nigerian, a great Yoruba man, a man who never believed in where you are shooting somebody or doing something. He never believe in this. Then one thing in the life of Wole Soyinka as a son of Wole Soyinka, that must be a son to him because he was marked down in our university. There are a lot of things around Woli Soyinka and Awolowo that motivated me to where I am today. So thank you for bringing this type of. They gave him third class.
Third class.
Yes, in the university when he finished. But he knows that he's not the material. He's even more than the class. So he never give up. He never surrender. He believed no retreat, no surrender. He forged forward. And when he finished from another place, first class. So automatically, and he moved around the whole world. He lectured, he did this, he do that, and everything. Yes, he's an icon. He needs to be celebrated. And during the war time and everything, we see in English, in everything, and the way he carried himself, he's a father, he's a genius, and he's a deity. You know, when somebody is a deity, Orisha Akunlebo, even all the university, anything you need like a mobile road before saying or anything. So because it's in him, the trial of brother Jero Metamorphosis, then the Abiku, then I read almost his book. I'm a literature student. His life during the war time motivated me. You know, when you look at his things all apart, the Sele cannot be whole. Then Shino Achebe. Then when you look at the book, The Animal Farm, Jojo Well. Then when you look at the book, Great Expectation, then the book Animal Farm. And then when you look at the trial of Brother Jero, that would make a lot of waves, or the beautiful one are not yet born. And all these are notable books that you cannot. As I'm here today now, I've wrote 27 books.
Revelation books.
Yes, Revelation book. That's my profession. That's my area. Then someone made it say, I've wrote part 3, part 4. It's going to the press now. By the end of October, to be ready. Then by October now, I will start the Revelation for 2025. So automatically, I'm following the footsteps of that man. Then when you look at the book of Julius Caesar by Shakespeare, he said, I could be well moved as you if I could pray to move. Prayer will move me, but I am constant as the northern star. We can even say Woli Soyinka is constant as a northern star. And when you look at the life of Cicero, among the senators in the book Julius Caesar, he said there's one person that we need to ask a question before we can turn this table around. When they were plotting against Julius Caesar, he said, Cicero, the oldest senator, we need his signature. They said, don't worry, we'll forge it. And they forged it. But when they now saw Cicero signature there, people believe, oh, it's a genuine coup. Later to know, it was not a genuine coup. And when you look at the people who did not know their left from their right, when you look at Obasanjo is not friendly with Woli Soyinka, because when they were moving, and Abiola and all of them, Obasanjo is not a brilliant chap. He's not brilliant. He's a little bit idolate. You know, he's the mother that was pushing and everything. So then, when they were in school, they know him. And that was why Obasanjo hated Abiola to the end. Abiola too is a brilliant chap. I could remember when my brother, the junior brother to my father, my mom, my grandmother, that's Olaseyinde, when he handed over the ICANN certificate to Abiola, that's my brother from Idori. So he's the one that gave the certificate to Abiola. I was telling Abiola then that this certificate I'm giving to you, make sure you don't dupe your clients. Make sure you don't put your client into trouble, and which he eventually did in ITT. So automatically, nobody can just come out tomorrow today and say, well, Woli Soyinka has offended him or duped him or do anything. No. But if you said he brought cultism to Nigeria, this and that, yeah. Well, what they brought all those court and everything they built, and Wolo even brought his own. They were thinking, look at the road safety, Agunloye, and all. These are his products. These are his own people. And they really work and work. You can't have the good, not having the bad. But today, we know the type of role he played in Nigeria. Yes. He's a big man. He's a brilliant man. He's a man that we have to watch. We have to what? For the noble and rare and everything. All what he needed in this world. And you know, it was telling us the other day, he cannot go into politics. That is not his own line. And when he was arrested, and when he was freed, and even Awolowo too was arrested then, we have a lot of brilliant people. Akintola, all of them, Awolowo, Mbonu, even some of the people from the East too. Some of them are very brilliant. So, but Wole Soyinka is an exceptional person. He's a special child to Africa, to Yoruba race.
Africa.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. He has written about social justice and political corruption. Do you think anything has changed so far?
No, you see, Jesus Christ came into this world. When you look at Matthew 20, Matthew 21, then Matthew 23, then when you look at the book of John, John 14, John 15, then when you look at John 8, from verse 4, then when you look at the book of Mark 5, from 23, 24, 25, then when you look at the book of John 2, verse 23, 24, 25, he said, when Jesus Christ was going, he said he never wanted anybody to mention anything about human being because he knows what is in them. And he knows them more than themselves. So automatically, when he was living in John 14, he said, I am the light of the world. I am going now. Sooner or later, if I'm not around, darkness will fall. Then he now said, okay, I'm going to send you a comforter, which is the Holy Spirit. Now people have been doing, they run into that office and be using the spiritualism of their own life to do people. And when you look at Luke 8, Luke 9, and when you look at Luke 5, then when you look at John 6, from verse 4 to 14, he said, when the crowd were looking for food, Jesus Christ said, then how can we buy food for these people? But Philip now said, how can we buy food for these people? They're all adults. Let them go and just do whatever they want to do and come back later. I said, no. Only Oluwa ti mọ ohun tí yóò ṣe. So wá sọ wípé ta ló ní oúnjẹ nǹkan tó ṣe é jẹ. Wọ́n wá rí ẹja márùn-ún àti àkàrà. Then he now multiplied it. And now became, everybody was satisfied. Then due to the demand of accountability, the leftover, he said they should gather some basket again. Come back to what Wole Soyinka has written. Awolowo too was an apostle, a great apostle. The food we are looking for to buy and everywhere is no food scarcity. Awolowo has, when we're doing regional government, Awolowo is a father. Do you know Awolowo started a television and radio station ahead of France? Ahead of what? Ahead of France. So automatically we have a lot of people who are intelligent among the Yoruba race. Look at Odunami. Look at Sani Luba. Look at all these people who, and Akintola. Then when you look at Papa Ajasin, all of them. Then my brother too, the lawyer from Ondo State, Ganifa Ohemi. And you know what they did to Ganifa Ohemi all the time? They say he cannot win. He's still the same Igbo man who antagonized all these people. You could remember what he said. When there was a rout, trouble, Awolowo called two of his friends. He called the Chief Justice of the Federation, Bola Ige, and his deputy there. He said, whatever, anytime Obasanjo rule Nigeria by accident again, ẹ má kó ọ̀rọ̀ yín lọ bá Ọbásanjọ́ mọ́ o. Ọbásanjọ́ ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ Yorùbá o. Ẹ ṣọ́ra yín o. So anytime tẹ́ bá níjà ẹ parí ẹ̀ láàrin ara yín, tó bá wù yín kẹ́ gbọ́, tó bá wù yín kẹ́ má gbọ́. Tẹ́ bá wò nǹkan tó gbẹ̀yìn, rẹ́jíìmù Abubakar, the deputy governor of Atiku Abubakar Ọbásanjọ́, àárín ibẹ̀ ni Bọ́lá Ìgè kú sí. Ìkan t'Awólọ́wọ̀ sọ as a prophet. He prophesied on the life of these people. Then Afolabi too. Awolowo Obasanjo gave him a national identity something. So when he cannot deliver, he poisoned himself. Who killed the two of them? It's still Awolowo. the problem of Obasanjo. That he is not a Yoruba man. No, you should be very careful with what he's doing. He can do anything for money. He can do anything for fame. He can do it way back to school because gbogbo àwọn craftiness and everything Ọlọ́run ò fẹ́. So at the end of the day, these are the people. So Jesu John 18, then Luke 18 then Luke 12, then notice John, Mark 4, Mark 5, and Mark 6. Then notice out of the Apostle, out of the Apostle 2, out of the Apostle 3, and out of the Apostle 5, when the man said he wanted to go and bring money so that things can be better. Just as if we are writing the Constitution. And when you look at what happened in the life of Judges 1, verse 6, 7, 8, and when you look at Judges 13, Judges 14 and 15 and 15 and 16, you see what happened. Then when you look at what happened in the life of Daniel 2, in Daniel 1 verse 8, Daniel 2 from 16 down, then Daniel 3 from verse 10, 11, 12. In Daniel 3, 16 down, he said there was a trouble everywhere, antagonizing the apostles, this and that, about people who are too straightforward. Well, some people are too straightforward, some people are this. The con people, they are the one ruling the whole world today. The con people, the bad people, the people who are not straight, people who believe diplomacy is everything. No, nothing like diplomacy. You are wayward, you are wayward. You are bad, you are bad. And when you look at Proverbs 16, 1 to 10, he said, your ways are what? If you think you are perfect in what you are doing, you're only wasting your time. Then when you look at the book of Psalm 11, verse 3, and then when you look at the book of Jeremiah 29, verse 11, then when you look at the book of Jeremiah 11, verse 16, he said, go and change for the ancient way. And when you look at all the callings and how they move, even when they were 2 in number, in the book of Genesis 3 and 4, look at what happened between Cain and Abel. Look at what happened between God himself, the creator of the whole world, and the people he kept in the Garden of Eden. So they put everything upside down. They only try their best. But if their best is not enough, but the only thing, you cannot murder the truth. Nobody can kill the truth. Nobody. One day it will germinate. So what this guy was agitating for, if not for Awolowo committing suicide, he will still be alive now. But Awolowo cannot stomach what Coalition can stomach. That's a big difference between the two of them. And just when you look at it, the two of them are heroes. But when you look at what Jakande did to Awolowo, and at the end of the day, look at what the government of Babangida did to Woli Shola. You know this man is a quiet man who will never like. He's doing his thing by himself. He built great school, great from Shola. We got the leader of Deeper Life today, Kumoyi. He's one of his students. That's about second set of the school. And look at great people till tomorrow. And look, compare those people with the school we have now. It's not the same. So to your question, there is little human being can do. Even though when you have 10 children, their behavior is going to be different from each other. And when you look at the life of the prodigal son, he approached his father. He said, give me my whole lot, I have to go. You see the whole thing. So in John 15, the man gave him what he's supposed to give. Then he wasted it. He wasted it. So, but the Messiah, the person who will bear the cat in Nigeria, we have to try. Because we are not together. We are not one. It's emergency wedding that destroys virtually all the Yoruba who has good plan. And evil is high before others. Then when you look at Fulani, they will not tell you their mind. They use Allah to cover up. But Yoruba cannot stomach anything. Yoruba will tell you how it is. Look at what happened between Ganifa and the very man who called himself and Frederick Fashion. These are notable who have traveled everywhere now. And look at Pautomi. And when you look at Abati, these are brilliant people. Then when you look at this man in Chinese television, the Momo, these are all great people. Among the Yoruba, do you know the number of people Abacha killed? Do you know the number of great, brilliant people Babangida killed? Even killing his own friends, Manvasta. So we have wasted, because of the amalgamation of because of the wrong marriage, a lot of bad people. Bad thing has happened to Nigeria. When it's time for God, you see, when he said in the book of Exodus 10, Exodus 11, Exodus 12, starting from 8. And when you look at Exodus 5 from 10, he said, how will I allow you people to go? Who will be doing our work? And when you look at Exodus again 10, from verse 10 to the end, he said, there's nothing you can do. When they were giving them a big job to do, big task to do, then the Lord now said, what I will do? I will bring darkness down to block these people. They said the Israelites were free throughout the 3 days, while the Egyptians were busy. And when you look at this antagonist, even in this in the Bible, in Exodus 1, verse 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, he said, now that the king who knew David, Joseph, is dead. So they now started all this Rulabalo, the British and all these people, and you see what is going. And the first the labor union leader is Papa Imodu. You see what he did. He has all the file of all the British companies and everything. He never stole for one day. He never stole from anybody. So, brethren, my brothers, God will help us, but we cannot have too much power in coming together. We should call this place United States of Nigeria, so that everybody should go and use what he has in its local government, state police, park police, school police, highway patrol, all this, so that they can have something to do in their hand. Because it looks as if the democracy, the military has planted idleness in our midst for so long. Virtually everybody is too idle. If you don't know the general, you cannot have life. If you don't know the Otinubu, if you don't know the Akpabio, if you don't know the Babangida, if you are not in the circle, there's nothing you can do. This is planting what? Idleness, 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 idleness till today. So virtually everybody is now a beggar. Every Nigerian, Yoruba, Igboho, outside, they are not beggars. So that is it.